Thank you so much. Welcome to Sarah Franklin from GamCare. Thank you.
Okay, hello everybody. First up, a bit nerve-wracking. I'll just let everyone come on. So, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what GamCare does, because very few people have heard of GamCare before. So, I'll outline what GamCare do, and then I'll talk about my role as a training and engagement lead. So, GamCare themselves are an independent charity, and we offer treatment and support for people who are affected by gambling-related harms. So, anybody affected, so that's a gambler or those people around the gambler, so friends and family, close family members or work colleagues even, anybody at all that's impacted by gambling related harms. All treatment is absolutely free of charge, and there's no waiting list for the treatment, and so it is a really good service that just not enough people know about. So we need that, hence why I'm here to little bit shout about it, to be honest. It is a really good service, and it's really needed at the moment. With the cost of living crisis, we know that people are turning to gambling to try and make their money stretch further. I've had numerous occasions where people have seen that £10 free bet, and they've put that money on, but they've had to deposit their own £10 as well. And then in the very small print at the bottom, it says any winnings will be paid out in further bets. And so they may win £60, £80, whatever, and they can only use that to bet further. And so that then creates this vicious cycle, and people get drawn in to that sort of cycle of harm. Very easy to overspend when you're doing things like that. So that's our treatment service. We do have a treatment practitioner based in Derby. We've got them all over the East Midlands. So we have Derby, we have Nottingham, Leicester, Northampton, and Lincoln. So we have treatment practitioners, and the treatment that we provide is CBT and talking therapy. And that is to help people sort of control their gambling, because triggers can make people do that harmful behaviour even more. So it's about keeping those triggers at bay. Okay, so that's the treatment side. There's lots more, but I've only got 10 minutes. Myself, I am the training and engagement lead for GamCare in the East Midlands. So I look after all of those places that I've just talked about. I also look after half of Yorkshire as well, and at the moment I'm covering the West Midlands. So just a small patch of the country. And my job is to come to events like this and shout about gambling related harms. Anybody that has heard me speak before knows that I'm very passionate about this topic, and I will talk to anybody and everybody for as long as they will allow me to talk. So I will go on. I come to these events, shout about things, but my main sort of role is to deliver free training to professionals, volunteers, anybody working with the general public really. And that can be online or face-to-face. It can be anything from a half-an-hour team briefing right up to a full day's training where you would practice talking to people about their gambling and how you would ask those questions. So there's a real array of training that's available out there. And it's all free. Everything I do is free. So any events or anything, I can come to community events and things like that. No 2 days are ever the same for me. I hold my own diary, so nobody sort of tells me where I've got to go. People get in touch with me directly, and I will try and fit them into my diary as I can. So I hold my own diary, and I travel all over the East Midlands, Yorkshire and West Midlands, delivering this training or raising awareness, and come to these sorts of events where I can talk to professionals. I've got a stall. I've got a stall in the marketplace. So I've got leaflets with my contact details on, and details about the training that I have to offer. We also have a youth, within GamCare themselves, we also have a youth programme which offers workshops for young people in schools, and we work from year 6 right up to sort of university age. And they also deliver free training for professionals working with young people. So I can put you in touch with that person if you're interested in that element as well, and within the schools. And then we also have a criminal justice programme which is doing work in the probation service, prisons, police custody suites, things like that. And it's about that screening when prisoners come in. It's about screening very much drugs, alcohol, but nobody ever asks them about gambling. So it's about raising that awareness and get that question into any assessment processes. So it's all about all these programmes. We all work together to really, I can deliver training with a criminal justice person, so we can give criminal justice and a general public sort of element as well if they work with family members. And then the final thing to talk about is that I actually work for the women's programme, and we are trying to raise awareness around women and gambling, because it's still seen very much as a male-dominated pastime. And actually, it's about equal now. It's not far off. That it is still a little bit more male, but it is very much coming up. And that's because of the online stuff. So the accessibility of gambling and gambling games, gambling activities is much more prevalent now. Anybody can access it from their sofa 24 hours a day on their phones, their tablets, whereas before it was very much seen as males going into a bookies, and it was the males that were playing on the fixed odds betting terminals, so it is very much a male pastime. Now, I'm sure you've all seen the adverts on the TV for bingo and things like that, where it is really focusing on women and really trying to get women involved. And we know that women are quite vulnerable if they're at home on their own with the kids or whatever, and they've not got much money, and they do turn to these free bingo apps where you can try and win and sort of extend your monthly income. Just as a little bit on there, just to give you a taster of what the gambling industry is like. On those, not all operators, I do have to say, not all operators, there is some responsible operators out there, but some operators do have chat rooms attached to their bingo sites. And I'm sure you can all think of a bingo advert where women are dressed up really nicely, makeup, hair, drinking, champagne, Prosecco, whatever, laughing, joking, having a good time in a group. And what they're doing is they're really preying on those people who are isolated. And so they are selling this whole sort of lifestyle that actually the women are sat at home on their own, gambling on their sofa, but they have chat rooms attached to these gambling sites so that they can talk to other people and make friends. And so if they make a friend on that chat room, that friend may say, "See you here this time tomorrow," and all of a sudden they were only gambling once a week, and now they're coming every day to meet that friend, to talk to them. And unfortunately, some of those friends that they meet on the chat rooms are employees of the industry, the operator, so that they're in there as the proviso that they are monitoring the chat to make sure everything is above board. But obviously, if you do make friends with somebody, you do feel that personal relationship with somebody, and so you do feel more inclined to come back. Got another couple of minutes, so I'll just highlight the dangers of VIPs as well. So if you win with gambling sites, you will have your account closed or a limit put on them as to how much you can spend. If you lose, you will be made a VIP. If you are made a VIP, you get sent lots of free stuff, lots of marketing emails, lots of offers. If you spend enough, you may be offered tickets to the Grand National or the FA Cup final. It will all be free. You will be completely in the corporate world of dining and all that sort of stuff, as long as you are spending money gambling, as long as you keep spending that money. Once you are a VIP, you have a VIP manager that will look after you, and they will befriend you as well. So just be careful. If you know anybody who has been made a VIP, just really make sure that they do understand that those people that are their VIP managers aren't their friends. They are just there to make sure that they gamble more and more and spend more money. They are not looking out for them. When they say, sorry, you're having a bad day, I've credited your account with £150, they're not doing that out of the kindness of their heart. They're doing it because they want you to spend more money. And so just be really aware that if you do know anybody that gambles, just highlight to them the dangers, because it's so easy to get drawn in with this fairy tale that they do sell. And I think that's about it. My day is just, fun.